losing my mind. Okay. I know that some stuff can be repetitive, and I know that a lot of stuff you will hear over and over on trainings, but it's because it's important, and it's because so much of this business and this lifestyle and success in any area of your life, it can be broken down to really, really simple things, right? So that's why it may seem repetitive, but why we always continue to pour into you, to, have you hear things from different leaders, from different people on the team, from anybody, until you have that aha moment. Because I know even in my own story in this industry, I heard the same thing for 2 years, right? Over and over and over and over. Like for me, it was self-development. I never did my self-development. I would buy a book, I would start a book, I wouldn't finish a book. And every single leader I ever spoke to was like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I was like, yeah, right? Until you hear the one person and you hear their one story and you hear them say it in a certain way and it clicks. So that's why we show up every week. That's why we continue to pour this stuff into you. But what I want to focus on tonight, you guys know I'm scatterbrained, always out of breath also, but I'm looking down and I have good notes and good numbers right now. So if you have a pen and paper, use it. If you don't, grab one or use your phone. But what I want to talk about tonight, and I think this is really important, especially for launching into a new month, is all about instilling belief to build success, okay? In your business, like I said, in any area of your life, you need to instill belief in yourself and go through certain steps before you can achieve that, right? So I wrote down 10 different things, and I feel like this is a really good roadmap to look at on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, whenever you may want to really help you to understand where you can mirror check yourself and where you can have those aha moments, right? Because I do that every day. I have to look at the areas that I need to work on, what I'm slacking on, what I need to grow in. And I feel like these are really good kind of overall gist of everything that you can focus on, where if you say, hey, I'm not where I'm at, which one of these am I not checking off, right? Which one of these have I not gotten straight in my head? So these are what I would call your prerequisites to being successful in this business. Number one, you can articulate your why. You will hear this time and time again, but if you don't know why the hell you're doing this, right? Or you just have some like juju why that you said because the person that enrolled you said they were doing it for their kids, so you're saying you're doing it for your kids, but you don't actually have that feeling attached to it, you're not going to get anywhere, right? You have to know why you're doing this. You have to know why you're showing up every single day. So number one, you can articulate your why. Number two, you believe. If you don't believe you can be successful, you're not going to be successful, right? If you don't believe that you can achieve that goal, you're not going to achieve that goal. Even if it's not happening right now, even if you don't understand how it's going to happen, you still have to believe. And I will say time and time again, that is the hardest part of this industry, is that you have to believe in something before you can see it, right? It's not always the proof is in the pudding. You have to believe in something that may seem outlandish or crazy, but if you're solid in your why and you know what is capable in this industry, you believe, okay? Number three is you make a decision, right? You have to make a decision. I did a live on this in the team page. I want to say I think it was last Wednesday. It was a really good one. I was real fired up. My bread was showing. But until you make a decision to commit to this, right, that you actually believe in your why, that you actually believe that it's possible in this industry, right? If you have not made that decision, if you're not solid in that decision that I'm where I need to be, I'm willing to put in the work, right? I know the company that's behind me. I know the team that's behind me. I know the products that are behind me, and I've made my decision. Nobody else is going to believe in it, right? Nobody else can commit to something that you haven't decided on 100%. And for me, that was why I couldn't find massive success in my last company, because my decision was wavering, right? I had these feelings underneath the skin. I had these feelings in my heart. I was like, oh, I don't know. I was uncomfortable with certain things. If you're not 100%, you can't expect anybody else to be, right? So you have to make a decision. So number one, you can articulate your why. Number two, you believe. Number three, you make a decision. And number four, you are willing to get uncomfortable. I say this all the time. If you're not uncomfortable, not a damn thing in your life is growing. Your mind's not growing. Your business is not growing. Your heart's not growing. Nothing. If you are comfortable, this is an industry for you, right? Go be comfortable then. That's great. More power to you. I'm never comfortable. I have to get massively uncomfortable all the time in my business, in conversations, and what I share and what I talk about in my posting. I always have to be willing to get uncomfortable, to do things I don't want to do because I know what the end goal is, but I know that if I stay comfortable, nothing's going to change, right? Nothing will change. So you are willing to get uncomfortable. Number 5, you are relentlessly consistent. Relentlessly consistent, okay? And I don't mean that you're exhausting yourself. I don't mean that you're working 23 hours a day. I don't mean that it's business 24/7. I mean that in the actions you decide to take in your business every single day, you actually take every single day, right? You're consistent. I could ask any one of you on here what my daily routine is, and if you've known me for longer than 2 weeks, I guarantee you could tell me what I do every morning. You can tell me what I do every day. You can tell me what book I'm reading, right? What I'm journaling about that week. You know, what time I take my products in the morning. Relentlessly consistent. And don't make that something that you obsess over or you get into this 24/7 grind mindset. It's not that. It's not that I want you to exhaust yourself, but you need to decide, what actions do I need to take daily to get to where I need to be, and then be relentlessly consistent with that, right? And there's simple steps. It's simple things that you can put into your life every single day to achieve what you want to achieve, but you have to stay consistent. Now, here's the other side of that. Number 6, you are patiently persistent. Okay? Just because you're relentlessly consistent doesn't mean that you can expect something to happen tomorrow, right? Or Saturday, or next Tuesday, or in 1 month. You have to be comfortable with putting in those actions every single day and knowing that it's not just going to happen, right? You don't just wake up and all of a sudden, oh, because, I worked out for 3 days, oh, I lost 25 pounds. It doesn't happen like that, right? You have to be okay with being patient with that consistency of doing it every single day and knowing I'm not showing up today to achieve the end result by tonight. I'm showing up today for what it's going to compound into in 6 months, in a year and a half. And this is why I'll say time and time again, when people look at my journey, you can fall into a comparison trap, right? You think that because I hit 200K in a certain amount of time, that there was some magic sauce, right? Or that I was lucky or this and that. I may not have been running a business in the way that I was comfortable with prior, but I've been in this industry for almost 4 years now, right? And I was consistent, not in the way I wanted to be, but I was consistent every day on social media. So it wasn't that I went 200K in 5 months. I did it in 3 years. You just saw that small snippet of my journey. So you are relentlessly consistent, but you are also patiently persistent. So you do not put expectations on your business like that. And I always say that. Number 7 is that you rule your mindset. And this is not something that you arrive at and all of a sudden is perfect, right? And that's what I always want to remind you guys of, is that I don't have these 10 things that I'm going through checked off every single day. I have not arrived at perfection or a certain level where I am like your Gandhi guru that you just need to model. I still have to check myself all the time on these things, but this is such a big part of it, is that you have to rule your mindset. You have to understand that you are in 100% control of the way that you react to things, right? Of the thoughts that go through your head, right? Of what you think about all day, what you focus on, what you give your attention to, the things you tell yourself. You have to rule your mindset. You have to understand that you are in charge. Yes, crappy things can happen. Bad things can happen. I had that happen to me today. I had all these errands to run, and I walked into the bank with checks, and I walked out to go deliver checks to vendors I needed to, and my bra literally snapped in half, okay? Like my sticky boobs that you cut here, it literally open, okay? And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not running my errands. And I had like 10 more things to do. And for a minute, I got really flustered, and it was about to rain, and it was storming, and I was like, what? Like, I left my house one day this week, and I just needed to get this stuff done. And I could have let that dictate my whole day, right? I could have been in a crappy mood. A year ago, I literally would have gone home and gotten in bed and been like, okay, that's it. Because that's how I was. I would shut down at any sight of stress, or if anything didn't go my way, But the point of that is that you have to decide to snap out of things. You have to decide to control the thoughts in your head. You have to decide and understand that you are in complete control of this. Complete control, right? You literally do create your own reality in here by what you tell yourself all day, by what you say to yourself, by the way that you think. So you need to rule your mindset. Number 8, you are a CEO, okay? You're not an employee, right? You're not a Starbucks barista. I didn't hire you as a Target employee. I didn't bring you onto a management team. You are a CEO. You are fully in charge of your business, right? You are a leader. I didn't bring you into this. Your enroller didn't bring you into this because we want you to idolize us or follow us or want to be like us or have days like it. No, I brought you into this because we saw something in you, right? And we want you to step into your own business and lead and inspire and show up. You are in charge, right? You're not a follower. This is your business and you are in charge of it. You decide what you do every single day. Act accordingly, right? If you want a business to pay you like a business, like we say, treat it like a business, right? Don't act like you're an employee that's just showing up to go through the motions for 8 hours until you can go home. Take charge of it, right? When I used to work retail management, even when I was a sales associate, I would literally just stare at the clock the whole time, right? I would do half-ass work all day long. I would get done what I needed to get done. I would take way long bathroom breaks. I would take way too long to come back from lunch. I would hide my phone behind the cash wrap, right? I wasn't present. I was an employee. I wasn't taking charge of something that was mine because I didn't value it, right? I was working for somebody else. You're not working for anybody. You are a CEO. And the second that you decide to take charge of your business and know that it's in your hands, everything will change. Okay, number 9, you take messy action and you learn as you go. That is huge. Okay, especially if you have like a perfectionist mindset, which I do not. I have an impulsive as heck mindset, and I'll do anything like that for absolutely no reason. But especially if you're somebody where you constantly want to make sure it's perfect or it's right or it's getting done in this specific way, all I ask is that when you get off a call like this or you get off a training or you watch a live video, take action with one thing, right? There's no point in absorbing the things we teach you or learning or up-leveling or growing or anything if you don't take action with it. So even if you don't think it's perfect or right or you haven't figured it out yet, you have enough knowledge to take massive action with your business. You will figure it out as you go, I swear. I had no idea what I was doing when I signed up, right? Do you think that like I knew what a no shit list was? No, we made that up as we went because it sounded cute. And I was like, okay, that's what we're going to do, right? We figured out how to get people to VIP 800. We figured out how to make curiosity posts. We figured out how to teach. I didn't know this stuff, right? But as you step out and you just take one bit of knowledge that you get and you take action with it, you will learn as you go. And nobody needs you to be perfect, right? If I had sat back and tried to articulate everything that I wanted to say or every post I put up, or if I tried to act a certain way, right? Katie never would have messaged me. Kelly never would have messaged me. Jess never would have, because they needed me exactly as I was in whatever state I was in, right? So take messy action. Even if you don't think that you have everything figured out, you've got to start making moves in your business with the knowledge that you do have. And I swear you have plenty, okay? Because your business is you, and that is how you're going to run it. And number 10 is that you grow into your goals. And this is something that I learned over time. Your goals in this industry will always be changing, always, and you will grow with them. You'll start thinking that it was one thing you were working towards, right? Like I thought that my end goal was going 200K, right? And then I woke up the next morning after I went 200K and I was still the same person sitting in the same house, right? I was still in. And I was like, well, shit, now what? Right? You got to figure out what you really want out of life. It's not a rank. It's not a dollar amount, a paycheck. That means nothing at the end of the day. It's creating a life that you love, right? It's creating. That's so funny. Sorry, squirrel brain. You have to understand that, right? It's not a dollar amount in a paycheck. It is not a rank. It's not anything. And give yourself grace to start where you are, right? When I started this business, I just needed to hit those VIPs. That's where my mind was, right? I didn't think I was going to go 200K at that moment. I had to instill that belief over time, but my goals grew. And it went from me, okay, wanting that to, okay, I think it is a rank. And then I hit that rank and I'm like, it's not a rank, right? And I was like, okay, it's a paycheck. It's not a paycheck, right? You grow into the goals as you go. So give yourself grace with that and understand that you are ever evolving. Your why is not going to stay the same all the time. Your goals are not going to stay the same. You have to flow with it. That took me much longer than I thought. Okay, so those are the 10 prerequisites to being successful in this business. Do I need to run through them one more time, or are we good? I can also type them out above the recording when I post them. Okay, the next thing I want to go into about really instilling belief to build a successful business, and this is something else that I've said a million bajillion times, but it is so important, and week and week and week again, I am reminded by it. You are who you surround yourself with. Okay, and you need to get really real about the people that are in your life and the people that you are spending time with and the people that you are associating with, the people that you are giving your energy to, and get real with yourself. And that's been really hard for me. I've had to outgrow a lot of friendships. I've had to let go of a lot of friendships, a lot of relationships, even when it comes to family, everything, right? I had to get real with where I was trying to go in my life. And when you think about that end goal, right, your goal right now that you have in your mind, your why right now, let's say you were to achieve that tomorrow, would the people in your circle all stand up and cheer for you? And if not, those people don't need to be in your circle, right? You need to be surrounded by people that are pushing just as hard towards their goals. That doesn't mean that they need to be in network marketing or they need to be on this team or they need to be a salesperson or that they need to be on social media. No, it means that they need to be wanting to better their life. And I re-listened to Girl Stop Apologizing. I have it on Audible, and I was listening to it when I was walking today. I finished re-listening to the whole book, and she said out loud, which is so true, she's like, if you look around at your circle and you are the most successful person, right, you've got a problem, right? If they don't inspire you, right, if they don't uplift you, if they don't teach you something new all the time, get real with it, okay? Figure out who you're surrounded by. I have been a magnet to toxic people my whole life. I have been a fixer. It's awful, right? I've had awful friendships all the way from middle school through graduating high school into college, even issues with my family all over, right? But you have to get real with where you want to be in life, and it's okay to make those hard decisions to just mirror check who you're surrounded with, okay? So I know we say that all the time, you're the sum of the 5 people that you're surrounded by, but it's so true, okay? Get real with your circle. If they're not empowering you, if they are not teaching you something new, uplifting you, growing you every single day, and if they're not fighting for their goals just as hard as you're fighting for yours, you need to get a new circle, okay? And that's the beautiful thing, that we are surrounded by so many like-minded women. You can get a circle, right? We're all here. Okay, so I said that about who would be cheering for you. Okay, sacrifices. That's a really big thing, especially with instilling belief in your business. If you want to believe in your business, if you want to have that sure thing faith in your business where you know what you're working towards and why you're working towards it, you have to know that it's okay to make sacrifices and that you need to make sacrifices, just like you need to know that you need to get uncomfortable, right? And I'll say it just like I said before, I don't mean sacrifices like you can never watch a TV show ever again in your entire life, that you can, I like my Netflix here and there, right? That's okay. I would never ever be like that because that's how I was treated in my old business, where I was literally shamed if I watched an episode of Gossip Girl, right? But you have to get real with what you want to accomplish in a day and the little things that you can give up that can literally skyrocket you to the next level, right? Okay, so we all know that we had a social media blackout today and we all survived. So claps for us, because I think we were all a little bit losing our minds there. Okay. But what did I do during that? Yes, I freaked out. Yes, I tried to re-upload my Insta story 67 times. I can show you all the red boxes that are going across. But instead, I put my phone down, right? And I stopped trying and I went to the nail salon and I put my AirPods in and I literally listened. If you go on my phone, it will tell you on Audible how many hours you've listened that day. Okay. 3 hours and 24 minutes. You can't see that. I listened to Audible today, right? Get real with the time that you have. If you don't have a lot of time, turn off the radio. I will switch off my Pandora all the time and switch on an audiobook, right? If I need to stop myself from binging a show and just watch one episode to sit down and have 30 minutes of intentional work, do it, right? I'll say no to stuff that is not going to serve me, right? Yes, a lot of stuff is fun, but especially when I was pushing for promotions and pushing for goals and working so hard to build this tribe, I had to say no to a lot. Right? But that also gets real with who you're surrounding yourself by. So make small sacrifices every day. It doesn't have to be depriving or so difficult or make you miserable. You should find joy in putting effort into the things that you're working towards, right? When I get through a day and I sit down in bed at night and I feel accomplished, that is the best feeling in the world. Where I'm like, I did all my IPAs, I worked out, I closed my rings, I ate healthy today, right? I did a team training. I was on my Insta stories. I had great conversations with people. I'm like, yes, I feel awesome, right? I don't have to go out to dinner every single night and have drinks. I don't need to go out every single weekend. I don't have to sit for 7 hours and binge watch a show. Yes, I can watch the things I love. I can do the things I love, but especially if you are in a period of massive up level where you have a goal you're trying to reach, get real with yourself about what it's going to take to get there, right? If you're trying to quit your job, showing up a couple days a week for 20 minutes really isn't going to replace your income, right? So get real with the sacrifices you do need to make. Okay, so when it comes to instilling belief in yourself, you need to stop instilling the stuff into yourself that's not belief. That did not make sense, but flow with me here, okay? You need to listen to the way you talk to yourself all day long. Not only the negative self-talk, but the excuses that you give yourself. Okay, so I'm going to rattle off a couple things here. This may seem very generic. You might be like, Emma, come on. But I want you to do some kind of me or emoji or something in the chat box. If at any point you have given yourself an excuse like this, whether let's say it's comparing yourself to somebody else or somebody else's success, or if it's just looking in the mirror, if you said something like, oh, well, she just got lucky, right? She had more followers than me. I just don't have enough followers. That's why people aren't in my inbox, right? Well, everybody says it's too expensive, right? Or nobody's saying yes, right? Nobody's signing up. So, I mean, what's the point, right? I'm not a leader, right? I don't know how to lead a team. I don't know what to do, right? I don't feel qualified to do that. That's why I don't have a team. I'm not ready for that. I don't have enough time. I'm busy, right? I'm a mom. I have a job. I'm in the PTA. I do all this different stuff. I have sports. I'm in college. I don't have time, okay? I'm too tired. I just want to go to bed, right? No one supports me in my family, my friends, on social media. It's not happening fast enough. Okay, so think about if you've said anything of the sort. Obviously, there's a bajillion other excuses we can give ourselves all day. But what I want you to have an aha moment with is that every single thing I just said, or every negative bullshit self-talk you can give yourself, or any excuse you can give yourself, there is a solution to every single one of those excuses if you make it a priority. Okay? There is a solution to every single excuse you have if you make it a priority. Okay? That's big. And that's what you have to see, is that instead of just getting in that cycle of letting yourself off the hook or being hard on yourself or giving yourself an excuse, problem solve, right? Like, let's go back to these. Well, I don't have enough followers. Cool. Go on the team page and search intentionally growing your network. Let's grow your following. Okay. If you go back to the one that says, well, I'm not a leader, I'm not qualified. There are so many self-development books on leadership. Do you know how many I had to read? How many are sitting back on all these shelves here? Because in 5 months, I woke up at 200K and was so overwhelmed that I couldn't breathe because I didn't think I was capable of leading a team like this. I thought I wasn't worthy. I had no idea how to train people right. I freaked out. I had to learn as I went. I had to pick up books, right? There's always a solution. Let's see, what other ones are on here? I don't have enough time. We talk about that all the time. It's the nooks and crannies of your day. My favorite one is no one supports me, because 9 out of 10 times, if no one in your life is supporting you, or people are like really negative about it or not taking it seriously, ask yourself if you're taking it seriously. Ask yourself that, because I think people create a lot more respect for things, even if they don't understand them, if they know that you're giving it your all, right? If they see that you're passionate for it, if they see that you're taking it seriously. If you're not, right, and you're falling off the wagon every couple days, or you're not waking up every morning and taking your 3-step, whatever it may be, other people aren't going to take it seriously. And that's what I'll accredit to. And I will always say that that may not be the case. Some people just suck. Some people don't understand this industry. It's not your job to make them understand it. And that's why you have a team to lean on if that is the case. But Travis never doubted what I did, even when I was making literally nothing, like pennies. And like I was on my phone so much that it was wrecking our relationship. Even though he didn't really get it, he saw how hard I was working, right? And he understood like this has to be for a reason if she's working this much. So ask yourself if you're taking it seriously. But that's really, really big. And instilling belief in yourself is to stop instilling the shit that's not real, right? Stop making excuses. Stop talking negatively to yourself. Pay attention to what is going on in here. I've said that in training videos on the team page. If for one day you took a notebook and wrote down everything negative you said to yourself or about yourself, and if you weren't okay with somebody else saying all of that to you, stop saying that shit to yourself, okay? It's not nice, it's not kind, and you deserve better than that. So remember that there is a solution to every single excuse if you make it a priority, so problem solve. Okay, I'm gonna start wrapping it up, I swear. One other thing I wanna talk about before I end the Zoom is how you are processing your regret. And I don't think this is something that I've ever talked about. Of course, I always talk about, getting back on the wagon, getting back into it, having grace with yourself, making tomorrow your day one. If maybe you've fallen off, if you're not where you want to be, if you didn't achieve a goal. But what I didn't realize, and I read this in a book, is that regret is the second strongest feeling that we have next to love, right? And we experience regret every single day. Every single day. It can be in the silliest stuff, like maybe you had Captain Crunch and you were supposed to have a salad, right? Or maybe you snapped on your fiance, or maybe, you messed up at work, or maybe, you ignored a message, because whatever it may be. We experience regret every single day. And I don't think that we put enough attention on that and really understand how much it's going on. But what I want you to see is that regret, it shouldn't be a negative thing. It should be an opportunity. Right? It should be a leverage to get you to where you need to be. So instead of sitting in regret or making it a habit, right? A habit of doing the stuff that you regret. So relate this to diet or anything like that. Like just because you mess up one day on your diet, don't have the mindset of, okay, well, just screw it. You know what I mean? I'll just start next month because I had one hamburger from McDonald's. You know, we get in that mindset where we're just like, oh, F it, because we mess up one time. Don't do that shit. Okay. Use the regret as an opportunity, as a leverage to change the stuff that you want to change in your life. Okay, so don't sit in it. Recognize the feeling. When you have regret, right, that's not a great feeling. You don't want to feel that all day long. You don't want to be like, oh crap, I didn't want to do that, or I messed that up. Use it as, okay, tomorrow, what am I going to do differently? So use it to leverage you. And so maybe you didn't accomplish a goal. Maybe you weren't consistent in your business last month. Maybe you sat on this same exact Zoom at the beginning of June and swore up and down, right, that you were committed and you were doing all this stuff. And now you looked up and you're like, I don't think I gave it my all, right? Don't sit in that regret and do this again. So when we're here in August, you're feeling the same thing. Let it leverage you into the reality that you actually want, right? The routine you actually want, the success you actually want. Recognize that feeling. Understand that we feel regret all day long, but what are you doing with that regret? Don't sit in it. Have it leverage you. Okay, so that is basically what I would sum up of how to instill beliefs into your business, right? That's all the mindset side of stuff. And the last thing that I am going to touch on is your daily routine. And no, this is not like a mindset thing. This is more of an action thing. But like I said above, a big part of instilling belief in your business to build success, to get to where you need to be, is taking it seriously. And you can go on Pinterest, I'm sure you can find it. It says like success lies in your daily routine. You can wake up and take small, consistent actions every single day along with these things, right? So say you print out those 10 things I started with, you put them on your bathroom mirror, and every morning you look at them, right? And you evaluate how you're going to take on the day, how you're going to check your mindset, how you want to walk forward into that day, right? And then also know, hey, I'm going to pair this with my daily routine. And when you begin to stick to something and it's an actual routine, that gives you confidence, right? That gives you joy. that also helps to instill belief in it. So just a couple things that I wrote down that I feel like are a really good mirror check that a lot of people may need to hear. When was the last time you went like VIP 800 or VIP 1600, right? When was the last time you completed those baby tasks? I'm not saying like, when did you sign up and hit your bonus? I'm saying, when did you take the action of, in a 2-week period or in a month period, of enrolling 2 customers and 2 promoters, or 4 customers and 4 promoters? In my planner, every single month, I have VIP 1600 written down, because that is literally the roadmap to our business, right? That is the small intentional goal that you can look at every 2 weeks, every month, whatever it may be. But ask yourself that, like, when was the last time I tried to fill out a VIP 1600 chart, right? When was the last time I tried to hit that? Even if there's not a bonus attached, if you can get in the routine of doing that and helping one other person to do that, your business will explode. So that's something that on a daily basis, you can look at that VIP 1600 thing and know what your goals are for the week or for the month upcoming. Okay, something else I always say, and that we all say time and time again, you need to be proof of the product. You need to take your product seriously, and you need to love you some products, okay? I will say this time and time again, it is so important, right? You could not pay me not to take my 3-step in the morning. If these products are not sparking joy for you, lean into them, take them seriously, accompany them with a healthy lifestyle, have fun with it again, right? Like I said, bring that joy into it. The second that I started taking my nutrition and my health seriously paired with these products, that's when my customers skyrocketed. That's when my personal sales, my PV skyrocketed, because I was taking it seriously and I was a proof of the product, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to lose 20 pounds. It doesn't have to be weight loss. Just deepen your story with the product and work on that every single day in your daily routine. It's not hard to get up in the morning and post your 3-step on your story, right? I don't even have to say like, OMG, it gives me so much energy. People see what I'm up doing in the morning, right? They see that I'm up exercising, that I'm doing laundry, that I'm up in the morning, that I'm journaling, that I'm literally joyful in the morning, right? But they know I did my 3 steps. You don't have to try to sell all the time, but put it in your daily routine to enjoy the products and just have fun with them. And the more that you take them seriously, the more that everybody else will. So be the proof of the product every single day, get into a routine, and network. Guys, we are in network marketing. I know Katie just kind of spoke on this a little bit on the team page, but we don't ask you to be on your phones all day long, right? I don't tell you that to go 200K, you need to work 8 hours a day. No, it's the small pockets of your day, but you got to network and you got to talk to people, right? When was the last time you had a conversation with somebody new? I don't mean cold messaging them or doing anything like that, like genuinely just had a true conversation with somebody, right? Or formed a new friendship, or, you know, had a new follower and y'all started to get along, or like each other's pictures or reply to each other's story. When was the last time you brought that joy back into the networking part of this and just had fun? That's why my inbox gets messages every single day. I love talking to people. There is nothing I love more than pacing around in circles in my kitchen or on the island on voice memos, getting to know people. It sparks joy. I love it more than anything because this is my passion, right? And people can tell that I am so excited to talk to them. I'm so excited to share this opportunity if they have questions. I'm so excited to share what these products have done for me and what they can do for them. Or even if it's just about where, you know, I get a bath bomb or where I got my bathing suit or anything, network with people and talk to people. And if you feel like you're missing that aspect, just work on being consistently active on social media every single day. Like I always say, write down what you're going to do every single day. If you're consistent on your story every day, right? That doesn't mean I spend all day doing it, but I'm consistent on my stories. I share my day, my personality, what I'm doing, and you're growing your network and you're engaging. People are going to become active with you, right? They're going to start replying to your stuff. They're going to start commenting on your stuff, but just don't overcomplicate it. And that's kind of what I talked about in the last Zoom, is that I think we get so in our heads about like taking action and posting and what do I need to do, and you know, what's the exact amount of people I should follow every day, and you know, how many people's like stories should I reply? Just abandon it and get back to having fun with your business, right? Write out the tasks that you're going to do every single day. Have the instilling beliefs that you're putting success in your business, you're giving yourself confidence, and have fun with this and show up every single day. If you can just be intentional with your time, like I said, and have fun with this and be active and network with people and be social, oh, we get to work on Instagram. It's not that complicated, right? Have fun with it. And when you can fix this part of everything and then it can show outwardly on your social media, on your Instagram, you're in conversations, that is the bread and butter of this business. So that's all I got. Went a little bit longer than I thought, but I will upload this right afterwards. I will also put the notes for the 10 things. But like I said, print that out. Write those 10 things out and put them somewhere and say, hey, okay, if I'm not up leveling, if I'm not growing, if I'm not getting to where I need to be, which one of these 10 do I need to get real with, right? Do I need to take a little bit more serious and grow on? So I hope that you guys have an extremely fun and safe, please, 4th of July. I love you guys so much. Thank you for showing up for your business, and I will post this recording right after. Good night.